going into the season. Everybody's excited that football's back.
You got to be tough to win games like this.
Embrace this moment.
We've got a hungry group of guys so excited for a big week 1 game.
I ain't gonna lie, I've just been itching to get active.
Start back!
We're not there to go to Caesar's Palace. We're there to go get in a fist fight.
Miller Moss, as Reese has said, paid his dues, waited his time, and now it's his chance. He gave us a little bit of a taste of Lincoln Riley's offense, what he could do in the bowl game against Louisville, where he threw 6 touchdowns.
It's Garrett Nussmeier, MVP of the bowl game, led a game-winning drive, and now he'll make his second start.
Yeah, and another guy that, it's very rare to see quarterbacks wait. A lot of times after a year or two of sitting, they leave in a new transfer portal era. Nussmeier has waited his opportunity, and, I think Brian Kelly's excited to see what he can do. Tremendous upside. You lose a Jaden Daniels' explosiveness. He was a leading rusher. BK knows with a veteran offensive line, they've got to be able to run the football tonight.
This place is gonna rock! Feels so good. Ooh, you love it. Like anything is possible. Football is back!
No, this is not a game of chance, but of change.
This is such a significant move.
In a charged atmosphere. Tonight, these young men from schools with old souls are called upon to live up to legends.
And that's Reggie Bush. Beckham Jr., he's done it.
A sense of opportunity saturates the air and ignites the soul.
The electrifying Zachariah Branch. You can feel the energy here. That's how we play LSU football.
The Trojans and Tigers on a Sunday night bathed in the neon light of Las Vegas. We are all in!
And back there to return is Xavier Thomas, a transfer from Mississippi State who had a touchdown on a kickoff return for the Bulldogs against Texas A&M a year ago. Lance lining it up. We're just about set in Vegas. Underway, and it will be Thomas getting the first touch, and he had a crease, but a good job by the Trojan special teams to keep him from hitting that crease and taking it a long way. Christian Pierce got him by the shoestring. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier from a football family. His maternal grandfather's hometown in Lake Charles, where he feels the most at home, the tie to the state of Louisiana. He's waited his turn. He was terrific in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Nearly 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Getting the congratulations from Jaden Daniels. Going skyward, there is Jaden, here to see Nussmeier's first regular season start. Nussmeier will throw quickly, and that's Kyron Lacey. First play, a first down for LSU. Well, 1st and 10 from the 38. That's on a little half roll. He'll fire again, and Lacey, I think he got a foot down again.
And this time a little play action to get him away from potential pressure. This is a great catch by Lacey. Remember, you lose 2 big-time receivers to the NFL, and Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. It's Kyron Lacey's turn now to be that guy.
They averaged nearly 19 yards a catch a year ago, and they go to the ground for the first time with the veteran Josh Williams wearing that hallowed number 18 for LSU.
He is a big-time playmaker.
On 2nd down, and there's a completion to the transfer from Liberty, C.J. Daniels, who Brian Kelly described as a guy who just eats up catches. Had a great year for the Flames a year ago, and they'll be relying on him. He has his first catch as an LSU player, and it brings up 3rd and 3.
Talking a lot about Brian Kelly and LSU. Obviously, they have the ball, but if you're a USC fan, the big question is Danton Lynn, who came over from UCLA as a new defensive coordinator, trying to create a new culture, a new attitude, new physicality, new confidence. See how they do here in this opening drive.
Caleb Jackson in at running back for LSU. And the gives to Jackson, and the Trojans are there to stop him. Maybe picked up half a yard. Mason Cobb made the tackle.
This is a defense that really struggled a year ago, and this is one of their leaders, Mason Cobb.
Too close to punt, an offensive-minded coach. You know they're going for it on 4th and long 2. Nussmeier Fires out to the flat. There's Lacey, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Third catch of this drive for Kyron Lacey.
Surprised to see that much space there on 4th and short. I think Nussmeier saw it like we all did there pre-snap and said, if you're going to give me that cushion on 4th and short, that's an easy pitch and catch. So good recognition there by Nussmeier, and he takes the easy throw for that first down to keep this drive alive.
Nussmeier back to work. He throws to the outside, and he's got another completion, and guess who? Already 4 catches for 41 yards on this drive, and now flags will fly as LSU the false start.
Yeah, the center gets mixed up there. Remember, the only rookie at all.
Snap infraction. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That good hard count showed this blitz. See if the SC comes out of it.
Bear Alexander
now they
into
stuck
the game
with
for
it.
SC. They protect him, and they get it out to the tight end, Mason Taylor. Taylor all the way down to the 20-yard line, and he's got another first down for the Tigers.
What he did is he takes the All-American tackle. Instead of blocking right there, he's going to slide to the outside. That corner is picked up nicely, gives him time, goes the opposite direction to big Mason Taylor, who's now in his 3rd year, makes a great play.
Now 1st and 10, just outside the 20. Back to the ground, and running with the ball is Jackson, and Caleb Jackson showing that. I checked that 18, not 28. It's Josh Williams.
Watch the right tackles block Emory Jones. We talked about him being potentially a first rounder. Good low center of gravity from Josh Williams, who's in his 6th year. Another guy that's kind of paid his dues and becomes a leader in this team, just being on the field with him. One of these typical backs, not real tall, really strong, especially through the thighs in a midsection area. Big, powerful guy, tough to bring down.
Offensive line has kept the Trojans from creating too much havoc, but that time USC gets into the backfield. One of the things Joe Sloan told us, they're going to have to replace 1,100 yards rushing, probably about a dozen more carries for the back. A pass from Nussmeier to Lacey in the end zone. Did he get it down? He did not. He is ruled out of bounds. Kyron thought he had his first touchdown of the season. Jacoby Covington on the coverage.
Yeah, the right foot comes down out of bounds. Look at the location, by the way, of this football. Outside, over that outside shoulder, gives him a chance, but the right foot is about 6 inches to the outside, covered there by Covington. So close.
3rd and goal for Nussmeier. He'll throw the slant. He's got it complete, but his receiver will be stopped short. It's Kyle Parker, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, they went for it earlier, and they had soft coverage, and they hit it, took an easy first down. They have been driving this football now 12 plays, coming up in their 13th play. I'm with you. This is a great opportunity for LSU to get the season started in this game the right way, and it may be a bigger opportunity for SC to try to come up with a stop.
So do you like the call here from the 3 to go ahead and try to punch it in?
I like the aggressive approach here. Opening weekend of college football. You went for it earlier. Your quarterback looks great. Show some confidence in your guys and you go for it here.
And sprinting down the sideline to call timeout. BK getting in his
pretty good job
cardio.
Timeout. LSU. They're first of the half.
They're chewing up clock. A little bit of everything with Joe Sloan in this offense. They put together a heck of a plan tonight, and it's going to come down here on this last. You would think that, yeah, well, it has to be the last play of this drive.
They've eaten up almost half of the first quarter. Nussmeier's hit 7 of his 8 attempts. The other one was caught out of bounds. But now, can LSU pay it off with a touchdown? Pressure coming. They're on Nussmeier. He gets away, and he has to throw it away, and the Trojans get a stop. Welcome to USC, Danton Lynn.
No doubt about it. This is what USC wanted. Nussmeier's looking right. Blitz comes through that A-gap. Nobody picks him up. By the time he felt that it was just too late, good coverage downfield and a good call by Danton Lynn to bring the pressure there to come after Nussmeier.
Allegiant Stadium at 72, though USC defensive coordinator Danton Lynn just heated up LSU with a blitz on 4th and goal and stopped them, so the Trojans take over, and Miller Moss completes his first pass. A little extracurricular activity against Zachariah Branch. A little knock to the noggin from Jordan Allen there.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about that later, but that's a rule, and it happens. You throw a flag.
Yeah.
We had it last night with Bo Collins, no flag. We have it here. After the fact, motions are flying, but it's a rule that's in place. Love to see it enforced once in a while from the officials.
Miller Moss, who was the Holiday Bowl MVP, 6 touchdown passes, has now completed his first 2 passes of the game. This one going to Lake McCree, who's coming off a knee injury from the end of last year.
Yeah, they've got, I think, a lot of playmakers. It's hard early to try to find who those 2 guys are. Woody Marks coming over from Mississippi State will be a guy to keep out for. Jacoby Lane on the outside. Love his length and playmaking ability. On the outside, Braden Swinson really gets after the quarterback. And, of course, Harold Perkins now wearing number 7. Keep a good eye on him.
Because Perkins is in 7. Swinson's wearing Perkins' old number 4 and USC's number 4, Woody Marks. Over from Mississippi State, gets it up to the 26-yard line. Nifty run from Woody.
Yeah, I think that Woody Marks plays a big role in what they're going to try to do this year. Again, we just talked about Jaden Daniels and what he did for LSU. Obviously, the same with Caleb Williams and that big playability, the ability to create. You're not going to have that now with Miller Moss. Woody Marks steps in, and it's a completely new wave of skill players for SC, losing a bunch of receivers and backs. And Marks is a guy you're going to hear his name called quite a bit this year.
It's called one more time. Woody will push it up to about the 28 and a half. The guys up front, there's some veterans. We talked about the veteran LSU offensive line, but USC anchored in the middle by Jonah Monheim.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys, they have great potential, but like a lot of teams in college football in the transfer portal, you're moving some guys around, and just some guys that are getting a new opportunity for the first time to become starters. They had a role where they'd step in with an injury, but now they're stepping in to be the guys. So creating a continuity big for this offensive line.
3rd down and 2. Pressure coming, and Perkins got back there and hit Moss, and the Bayou Bengals swarm. And just as Danton Lynn got a big stop to get off the field, new LSU defensive coordinator Blake Baker dials one up.
If I'm Blake Baker, I'm dialing this up as often as I can with number 7. What I love here on this zone read is he takes both guys. That's a tough read for the quarterback. Eventually, pretty good presence of mind there to just flip it, try to give the back a chance. He wanted to pull that and get around that pressure, but a heck of a play by Harold Perkins there off the edge.
So the Trojans will have to punt. Eddie Czapleski to boot it away. It's Xavier Thomas. We talked about him on the kickoff return. He backpedals close to his 15. Now he'll try to find a corner. Thomas slips a couple of tackles. Now going back the other way. Does he have enough speed to turn the corner? He does not. Excellent discipline on the punt coverage team by USC as Mason Cobb made the 4th down stop here, makes a stop on the punt return team. LSU will have it back when you come back. So after that 57-yard punt and 45-yard sideways return, 1 yard forward, LSU takes over its 2nd possession. And they'll keep it on the ground, push it out across the 20-yard line. Danton Lynn led his team to a good stop in the red zone a moment ago.
Yeah, one of the things about their defense, and if you're a USC fan, you look at the goal to go, and especially in the red zone, they're 130th in the country. Different mentality with Danton Lynn coming over from UCLA. More of an aggressive approach. We saw that blitz from Mason Cobb, core values, all about effort, obnoxious communication, and attacking. See what kind of adjustments he makes. LSU put together a heck of a drive, but they did come up with a stop by SC's defense to end it.
Had 13 plays on that last drive, got stopped on 4th down from 3. Nussmeier dumps it underneath to his back. Caleb Jackson will pick up another LSU first down to get across the 30. Easton Mascarenas Arnold, transfer from Oregon State, has been a great leader in the early going for this Trojan defense, makes the stop.
See, that's not a ho-hum play for me. That's a great job with 7 guys dropping deep, looks downfield, checks it down, easy completion and first down.
Jackson, who's made the catch, was going forward, and then he was greeted rudely in there as Kamari Ramsey, UCLA transfer, makes the stop.
So instead of Jaden Daniels scrambling for 15, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get back to reality. You know, like a quarterback normally can't do what Jaden Daniels can do. He's a once-in-a-generation guy when it comes to creativity. So when you don't have that, what do? You look downfield, you look for the open guy, not there. It's cleared out, check it down. Let the running back do all that work that Jaden did last year.
Empty backfield now, and Thomas, the return man, is in the backfield, and they've given it on the motion in reverse, and not a reverse play, but he reversed his motion, took it inside, and gets it up to about the 36, maybe the 37.
I love that orbit motion. Gets the eyes of the defense kind of anticipating the ball going to the field, to the defense's right. All they have to do is take a step, 1 or 2 steps that way, and it gives that offensive line the blocking angles they need to allow him to try to get north and south there.
Now 3rd down and 3. Nussmeier to Aaron Anderson. He tries to make a guy miss, and he does, and Aaron gets it up to about the 44-yard line. LSU 1st down.
An Alabama transfer, 5'8", about 190 pounds. He's the epitome of just trying to get the ball out in space. He went in motion, kind of drawing the attention of the USC defense, but Humphrey that time a little bit slow and trailing him in motion. So, again, another simple and nice read there by Nussmeier, not trying to do too much, knowing the down and distance and picking up the 1st down.
A lot of pass rushers on the field right now for USC as they bring in the rush package to see if LSU counters by going on the ground. There's Williams breaking a couple of tackles and the swarming Trojan defense, and that has to be a sight for sore eyes. I know we're mentioning it a lot, but this has been something that has really bucked USC the last couple of years in terms of aggression on defense. They stopped him for a gain of 2.
Yeah, just the physicality. You know, this is a defense over the last couple of years. The defensive line was slanting and angling. That was a feast or famine approach. Now it's more physical with the defensive line, allowing the backers to get downhill.
Still to the ground and not much room. Really good job just to pick up a couple there. In that particular case, the Trojans won the battle at the line of scrimmage.
I think the size, it's such an emphasis in recruiting and the transfer portal, in the weight room. We've heard all about 1,400 pounds bigger and all this, but you just look at it when you're down there on the field, and obviously there's a big difference. They've gotten stronger. They're able to hold the point of attack. Nate Clifton, who came over from Vandy, kid out of Brentwood Academy in Nashville, big physical, nice presence in the inside early in this game, 99.
So a 3rd and 6 to try to keep this drive going. Nussmeier, Anderson has another catch, but he is going nowhere. What a tackle in the open field by Kamari Ramsey.
The defender is way back here, but watch him work his way through traffic and be able to navigate. Then as soon as the ball is caught, he's right there and able to make that tackle.
Ramsey forcing a 4th down. Starting the 2nd quarter here, LSU lined up to punt it away on a 4th and 5. Blake Oschendorf, a transfer from Louisiana Tech, and back deep, All-American return man a year ago, Zachariah Branch. See if he is willing to kick it Zachariah's way. He signals for the fair catch, and he'll make it. Lincoln Riley has a lot of confidence in this veteran quarterback who's waited for this moment.
He processes things like a coach. I mean, that says it all. Very accurate, knows where to go with the football.
Moss to throw. He has a man down the middle, finds his tight end, and Lake McCree makes his 2nd catch.
Kind of waits, hesitates, gets those linebackers with their eyes in the backfield, and that ball is thrown at his back shoulder to give him a chance to come back to it. Nice throw.
Picked up 17 on that one, a 1st and 10 from the 30. Back to the ground, and LSU wins that one. Getting a tackle for loss, which is a goal for Blake Baker's defense.
Yeah, Blake Baker taking over a defense. They just kind of lost their way last year. Matt House is a great coach. It just didn't work out for whatever reason. You know, they were near the bottom of in the country in most stats, and Blake Baker works part-time psychologist just to try to get this team to believe in themselves that they can be good again. He had a great year last year at Missouri. We know what he's all about. He's aggressive, creating havoc. And I think his defense has really responded to him very well. We'll see how they do tonight.
SC setting it up, and there is Branch. Branch is electric. He's across the 45 and dances out of bounds just short of midfield.
The action goes to the right, then throw it all the way back. That defense, I think, got caught up in that play action, assuming that ball would come out the other way, and they're able to get to the back door with that convoy, get big yards.
Moss getting to the edge, getting heat, and he has to throw it away before he gets knocked down. Applying the pressure is Paris Shand, one of the pass rushers that Baker is really high on.
Yeah, they brought the blitz from the left. That means Shand's got to be able to get that pressure on that right side of the offense. And boy, he is a big athletic defensive end. It comes over from Arizona. Swenson, number 4, is probably the most dominant pass rusher, but they're going to rotate a lot of guys tonight to try to stay fresh to be able to win that edge pressure battle.
Shand jumps up, points out an infraction by the USC offensive line.
And Noah, the right guard, Miller might be saying, hey, when they yelled move, they're clapping, trying to draw my offensive lineman off. So he wants a delay of game called on the defense.
Delay of game, defense using disconcerting signals. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Watch the linebacker, he'll yell move, and when he does that, somebody on that defensive line could be doing something to try to pull that offensive line off. The umpire felt that and made the call against the defense.
So Moss goes to work and he dumps it out to Quentin Joyner. Joyner gets down close to the first down. I think see exactly where they spot it, but he's at about the 40. They're going to mark him at the 43-yard line of LSU. That'll be a yard short. It'll be third down and 1.
Yeah, what he marks for when he is in there for Mississippi State, more physical, tough back. They feel that Joyner, as this year goes on, is that electric. Get him in space, and he can take it with the kind of speed that you'd love to see out of an SC back.
LSU fans starting to make some noise, trying to the defense rise up to the ground. Easily picks up the first down as Joyner found a crease. He is a gargantuan human being.
Listed at 6'7", 320.
Looks bigger than that. He made a big block there. Moss buys a little time. Puts it into traffic. Did he pull that down? Kyron Hudson. Oh my goodness, what a catch.
It's just a one hand. Let me throw my hand up and give it a shot. That's between 2 defenders. Then if he loses the ball, I'm sure they're going to take a look at that to see if he held on to it. I say just for the effort, we give it to him.
Hey man, the field was a catch for a first down.
One hand, ball comes out. 2 hands. I'm pulling for him. Hold on to that ball.
That's a catch. I think he had it. I know Odell Beckham played for LSU, but that was OBJ-esque right there out of Kyron Hudson.
Wow.
A 24-yard gain from Kyron Hudson, kid out of Mater Dei. That was sensational, and it sets the Trojans up in the red zone. Miller Moss back to work, firing for the corner of the end zone, and there's going to be a flag and pass interference as Moss tried to get it to Jacoby Lane, and Sage Ryan was a little tangled up.
A chance, just almost
pass
tackled
interference.
him.
Defense number 3. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Yeah, listen, that's one of the toughest things to do in football, to be out there on an island against a big, tall receiver like that.
Woody Marks in the backfield. Oh, give it to Marks, and he's into the end zone for the first touchdown of the season for USC.
What a job here up front. Pregnon, the left guard, does a good job of staying on his block and sustaining this block. Very important here. Double team, then he takes over that. Starts as a double team. Watch him stay on that block, and the back gets right behind him.
Pregnon said to be the strongest man on the Trojan squad. Made LSU a believer on that play as Michael Lance will kick it away for the Trojans as LSU will try to answer, and the ball goes into the end zone for a touchback.
That's why Brian Kelly is furious.
Well, this will be a more conventional
offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
As a more conventional delay of game, but BK will be no more pleased about that one either. Bill, I have one question about this, Bill Amanye, about the abrupt movement. Is That's a judgment call then for the officials about what constitutes abrupt as opposed to just a regular
I
shift.
agree with you on that. That will be a judgment call. But I totally agree with the call that was made on the field. That was intended to pull the offense, and it did.
After the delay of game, Nussmeier goes to work. He picks up what they lost on the penalty and a couple of more as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, you guys are talking about how this defense for USC looks better, plays better. They're literally throwing their weight around out there. That's because this team as a whole has gained 1,400 pounds under the direction of Director of Sports Nutrition, Rachel Suba. And look at the difference in these photos. Benny Wiley, their performance coach, also bulking guys up. And it has made an impact on the field. Guys are stronger, they're faster, and they are feeling a lot more confident. We saw it in that goal line stand for LSU against LSU.
Not only that, 1,400 pounds shouldn't be confused with the weight Lincoln Riley feels to get this thing going at USC after a disappointing year last year. And 2 times in a row, Nussmeier has gone to Mason Taylor.
It just kind of gets it out to the flat there.
Kirk had to pick up a few inches for the first down, and Williams will get him more than that. He's out close to the 45, and LSU will move the chains.
I know we don't have a lot of points in this game, but we came in talking about, okay, how's LSU going to do without Jaden Daniels? How's USC going to do without Caleb Williams? And these quarterbacks so far have really played well. Moss 7 of 8, Nussmeier 12 of 14, but more importantly, just in command, in control of their plan and their execution.
Nussmeier executing. Oh, and Mason Taylor had it in his hands.
I think it was deflected. He gets right into the seam. Let's watch the linebacker. It looked like Gentry, who's got such good length. He feels that, gets up, and he does get a hand on that. Mason Taylor very sure-handed, and just that fingertip getting on that by Gentry, who's 6'6". That time he needed every inch of that 6'6" to get that football.
You know, and to Holly's point, Eric is one of the guys who's gained some weight. We've seen him play linebacker at barely 200 pounds. As quick completion, and Xavier Thomas has been noted as a return specialist, but they wanted to get him out in space. A pickup of 11. We might want to mention here too, Kirk, LSU is missing a guy that they thought would be and will be this year a downfield threat. Chris Hilton not able to play tonight.
Yep, good job of getting that ball outside. How about the block by Pipton there, and also C.J. Daniels, and that is a big loss, Hilton, because of his speed.
Street closed tonight. They expect to get him back later in the season. Nussmeier back to work. Another completion. This one to C.J. Daniels. It's a first down for LSU.
There's that soft cushion again. And there's take a quick look there at Hilton, who is out. And Reese said he'll be back with the loss of Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. They need all hands on deck. Let's not overcomplicate this. If they're soft, let's throw it underneath them and take those yards.
John Emery Jr. is in the backfield for LSU. Highly touted running back, star-crossed career, and John has it. Didn't know if he was coming back this year or not. He's in there and he has the carries. We check in with Holly.
Guys, you talked about Chris Hilton being out at wide receiver for LSU, but Kyle Parker actually started the game, number 12. He hurt his left elbow on the previous drive. He's been in the locker room. They brought him back out, but I've not seen him return to this game. So they're down 2 guys that were projected starters.
Holly, we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Well, they've made the most of the guys that have been out there. Nussmeier spread the ball around. Nussmeier gets rid of it. This time Taylor sure-handed. He's got it for the first down, and Mason inside the 20-yard line. Kamari Ramsey on the stop.
Has he thrown a ball yet that hasn't hit a receiver in the helmet? I mean, it's incredible.
Lacey in motion. Nussmeier looking that way. Now on the wheel, throws it up. Lacey caught it. Did he get down this time? He did. Touchdown LSU.
And this is what they're able to do right here with their best receiver going in motion. Watch the reaction from SC's defense. You want to get a safety on your best receiver, and that's what they do with that motion. You get the safety down, look who has to try to cover that best receiver. Ball's there, he's in position, just doesn't make the play, doesn't finish on the play. He was in position, but the ball gets away from him. Ball almost got away from Lacey, but he does get a hold of it and gets a foot down for that touchdown.
Remember the opening drive? Lacey was out of the catch.
Conduct. Offense number 2. That's his first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
Damian Ramos is on. And we are all locked up Here in Las Vegas, after the USC touchdown, LSU answered quickly. Nussmeier spinning it all over the yard. And after the touchdown, Lacey was celebrating and...
must have called Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase about what do I do after I score. In the college game, you got to be careful.
Brian Kelly having a word with the man who just scored a touchdown, Kyron Lacey. He was hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
I thought it was the dancing.
Yeah,
it's this.
It's this.
And
that's a good call.
Yeah, that is a good call. And for college football players around the country, we get emotion. It's all. If you're going to have fun with your players, do whatever you want to do. But when you do something like that, when you get involved in talking to the other team, I'm in favor of the flags in the college game. Let them know there are consequences for things, and that should have been called, and it was a good call there by the official.
And so because of that, LSU is backed up to its own 20-yard line where they'll be kicking off. Aaron Burrell, who was just cleared for work a day or two ago, tried to put a big boot to it. And you have a guy like Zachariah Branch, you really don't want to give him the extra room to work with. Here is Branch, looking for room. Branch has a seam. Goodbye. Oh, I thought he had him. He couldn't. What a play by the kickoff man to get him. He was a half step away, or maybe one little move from getting away and housing that.
And that penalty by Lacey gave Branch a chance to have more space. Pat McAfee, if he's watching, very proud of that kicker's effort. Athletic play, as always, by a kicker. But honestly, the mental mistake by Lacey forces the kickoff unit from LSU back, and it gives Branch a chance. One of the most dangerous return men in college football. And if it weren't for the athletic kicker making that play, he takes that all the way back for a touchdown.
And book now at rwlasvegas.com.
Big kickoff return from Branch. Moss tries to pay it off immediately, and he does. He's got Deuce Robinson for the big gain.
They get one-on-one matchup in the slot with great size with Robinson, another big, tall, rangy receiver. It's 6'6", and Gilbert, who transferred over from Texas A&M, he actually loses his footing, made it easy for Robinson to go right by him.
38 yards on the pickup, and now we've had a bevy of big plays. Moss flips it out, and that was probably the first really inaccurate pass he threw to Jay Fair, and now flags all over the place on the near side of the field.
Yeah, he knew he had a touchdown. I think he just hurried that. You got a block here on the outside by Lane. Probably be a illegal pick or blocking downfield. You've got to at least show that he's running a route instead of taking a guy out.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 8, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
I mean, right in front of us here, like make it look like you're going out for a route. Instead, not only you hit him, you follow through. An easy call.
The previous play is under further review for targeting.
Oh, well, that could exacerbate the problem for sure on these types of blocks.
Yeah, and I didn't see it, but I guess it's worth a review. You can see right there at the top right, that collision. It's hard to see with this look, but it looks like he goes through his chest. Yeah, he's right here. And again, he's supposed to just kind of run, put his arms up, make it look like he's running a slant. And instead, it's probably the best look that you're going to get there. Well, here's another one for you, Bill.
I don't think that's targeting.
I say no on targeting.
I don't think that's targeting.
Okay. Definitely blindside block. Mm-hmm. Definitely suspect and worth a review. Mm-hmm. But I don't have targeting.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting.
Good call.
First down.
Go.
First and goal now from the 20 after the blindside block penalty against Lane. He's pleased to be staying in the game, I'm sure. LSU showing a little heat. Miller Moss in trouble, and Miller Moss knocked free. The ball's on the ground. I think Emmanuel Pregnon might have gotten on it. It was Savion Jones who came in there and knocked it away from the USC quarterback.
Now they bring a blitz out here, which actually frees up. They feel very confident that they can win on the edge. It's pretty easy to win on the edge when you bring that blitz and put that right tackle in an either-or situation.
So now the penalty and the sack, they've backed all the way up. to the 24. Here's Moss. This time a screen. Flips it out. There's Branch. You have the kickoff return. Zachariah Branch gets down to the 4-yard line. Man, is he fun to watch.
It's a heck of a job by Moss just to get this football off. I thought Savion Jones again was going to have a chance to be able to knock it down right there. But then downfield, look at the blocks.
They try to pay off that great kickoff return from Branch, and then a scintillating play on the screen. Moss firing to the end zone, going the other way. Oh, and he had it for a second.
They keep bringing that blitz off the right edge. Here they come again. And as soon as he delivers the football, that's a clean hit. But watch, I think Hudson gets away with a little push off at the top of that route himself. Uses the hands, does everything to be able to get open.
It sure looked like that. It was a really good play by Stamps. A 22-yard field goal attempt is true for Lance. And now USC gets the field goal and they go back on top by a count of 10-7.
I think you and I were thinking that he, once he went to the ground, Stamps the corner, he didn't see the football, but I love that he doesn't give up on it, and he did. That left hand did get on that to knock that away. That's why you do 1 million one-on-one drills in practice against your own receivers.
USC after the 22-yard field goal from Lance, he will kick it away. Xavier Thomas will watch it fly into the end zone for a touchback.
Maybe this season when all things are said and done by LSU, where he put that ball was really good location.
LSU will keep it on the ground, a little toss to the edge and slamming his way for 3 or 4. Nussmeier put it where only his guy could get it. It's been a very productive first half for LSU tight end Mason Taylor, who makes that grab. It's a little bit short of the first down. They'll need a couple.
He's put some weight on, and he is he is Mason Taylor. No longer Jason Taylor, just Jason Taylor's son.
And Jason had a good day yesterday. Defensive end coach for the Miami Hurricanes after they put it on Florida. First down conversion. Kyron Lacy, who caught the touchdown pass.
Remember 2 years ago, we called this game when he was a true freshman, and into overtime against Alabama. They were expected a big underdog at home at night in Death Valley, and that was it in overtime. The game winner 2 years later has become one of the top tight ends in college football.
These two defenses the last couple of years have been very sieve-like, and it's not the case. They're working for it in this one. Another strike from Nussmeier to Lacy. He's inside the 35 and down to the 32. He is slinging darts, man.
On the money.
Josh Williams in the backfield. Josh slips a tackle from Jamil Muhammad, but he does not get away from Nate Clifton as we have hit the 2-minute mark. Caleb Jackson, the setback, tied Nussmeier, and there it is. Kirk, you said he hasn't missed one all day. There wasn't much room to find Xavier Thomas there, and he goes out of bounds. Nussmeier's taking a back seat to no one and being on target so far tonight. Now he needs 10 on third down. Dumps it to Taylor, and SC is there to stop him immediately. Akili Arnold, transfer from Oregon State, who's been a leader on this defense, makes a big play. So Brian Kelly will send out Damian Ramos to try a 45.5-yard field goal here. They're going to place it down between the 35 and 36. Ramos with the leather on the way. And we are tied at 10 with 1:08 to play here in the first half.
When I asked him how he became one of the fastest men in college football, he really credits his dog, Scooter, a Shih Tzu puppy that he grew up with. He said that dog would look at me in the house. I would start to chase it. It would start to chase me. He said that's where I get my zip and my zag from. The Scooter dog really helped him shine on this bright stage. He said that's where all the fast speed came from early in his life.
That's great.
They played at Bishop Gorman. Right? Yeah, Zachariah and Zion Branch, who's also a member of the USC team here in Las Vegas. Zachariah was a state champion, player of the year.
He was introduced to college football, really more of a specialist, of course. Great return man. He's still doing that, but now we're seeing him play a lot more receiver.
Branch is going to let that one go. Thomas Castellanos did a really good job last year for Boston College, and now Bill O'Brien taking over. We had a chance to see Bill at a high school camp over the summer out there recruiting, spreading the word for Boston College. after being at Ohio State as the offensive coordinator for just a few days before getting the opportunity to be a head coach.
See him kind of flexing his hand there. He got pressure again on that left side and on the follow-through. We saw that last night in the Texas A&M Notre Dame game. Just on the follow-through, it looks like he might have hit the back of his own offensive lineman's, back of his jersey, maybe the helmet.
And they picked up 9 on that pass to Kyron Hudson. Moss getting some heat. They tried to set it up to the back. Woody Marks broke one tackle, but not the second one. A lot of white shirts there. Put it to a short stop, and let's see if Lincoln uses a timeout. So I checked that, I beg your pardon. Picked up the first down. That was a 3rd down play, so it will stop momentarily. And now the clock is winding again. And Moss throws it out in the flat, gets it out to his tight end McCree, who's knocked out of bounds. And clock will stop with 23 seconds to play here in the first half.
Now this is where Harold Perkins, if you're an LSU fan, there was such a big splash onto the scene 2 years ago when he was played more as an edge player. They moved him out to play that star position last year. Now back to the inside of that will linebacker. Put on some weight. He's up to 220, 225. He's right in the middle, but great time to rush him to be able to try to get after Miller Moss.
Moss right down the middle and right on the money finds Mekhi Lemon. That'll be a first down.
And being able to put this football, see late movement by LSU, that's tricky for a lot of quarterbacks. He gets hit by, again, just that pressure, but is zeroed in downfield. Reads that safety moving after the snap, puts the ball right into that seam.
Remember, we still have in-helmet communication until 15 seconds on the play clock. Go on the ground. Woody Marks has a seam. Marks inside the 20, and he's knocked down. Clock will stop to move the chains. 12 seconds left. SC still with a timeout. Moss getting up there quickly, trying to spike the ball. He does, and he gets it stopped with 9 showing on the clock. Time for a shot to the end zone if they want it. Instead, they'll try the run again. Marks tried to slip one tackle, and he's knocked down at about the 12, and with 3 ticks, now 2 ticks, Lincoln gets the timeout. And the field goal unit is headed onto the field.
Timeout of the half, 30 seconds.
This made it a little bit easier for the kicker here. So think about where this drive started. We're debating, are they going to try to get in the field goal range? I mean, they're all the way down here, where it should be what is a gimme for this kicker.
Michael Lance, the transfer kicker, he's 1 for 1, made 1 from 22, this one from 29. It is on the way, and he missed it. It's early in the season, my man.
I apologize. Laces out. Good hold. He just missed it. Pushed it right.
One of the things that Lincoln Riley talked about in the offseason, that he wanted to improve the execution in the kicking game. Brought in Michael Lance to do that. LSU will kick it off to start the second half. Their kickoff specialist, Aaron Burrell, kicking away to Zachariah Branch, who almost took a kickoff to the house in the first half, and Burrell was the guy who stopped him from doing so. Second half is underway. Burrell drives it deep. It'll be a touchback. Waited behind Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, and now making their mark after both performed well in the bowl games at the end of last year. First carry of the second half goes to Woody Marks. Mississippi State transfer had a good first half. It's another carry. He's getting up close to the 50-yard mark as you look at the stats for both quarterbacks.
Pretty good, huh? And you can see Miller Moss getting the ball downfield. Garrett Nussmeier has had some rhythmic throws where the ball's been able to get out quickly as Miller Moss goes to work here.
Nussmeier getting those hammies loose for when his turn comes. Joyner is in the backfield. Quentin Joyner, and he gets away from the tackler, Braden Swinson, who was about to body slam him, it looked like. 3rd down and 3 in this opening possession of the second half. Empty backfield. Marks split out wide. They'll get it out to Mekhi Lemon, and Lemon had it knocked free. Lemon tried to get on top of it just in case it was a backward pass. I think that was
rolling on the
pretty
field
clear.
Is an incomplete pass.
I think that was pretty clearly an incomplete pass. You'll hear some of that, so you don't have the duplicate numbers on the field that we saw happen in the Virginia Tech Vanderbilt game yesterday. Chapliski punts it away. Damian Thomas driven back inside his 15. Thomas looking for an alley. And he gets it across the 25. Not many quarterbacks will wait their turn as these two guys have. As Jaden Daniels, who will open his season for the Commanders against Tampa when the NFL season starts. Here to watch his former backup Garrett Nussmeier with his first possession of the second half. Short pickup on the run with Williams as we check in with Holly. There are the two guys, and Will Campbell talked about this, Kirk, being a business trip, not coming here for the casinos, coming here to impose their will, and so far SC's been able to stand in there against them.
I think you said a fist fight. You know, that's what they're looking to do. I remember calling games for LSU 2 years ago, and these guys, it's pretty rare to see two freshmen, true freshman offensive tackles in a starting lineup, but that's where they were 2 years ago. All this playing experience in the SEC, now here they are as 3-year starters and seasoned vets, and already a lot of people anticipating what they can do at the next level. 66 is just a man-child. He pushes people around. I think he's as good as there is.
And in a complimentary way, he's got a nasty disposition about him. And
love that.
Probably something that the 5 general managers from the National Football League in attendance tonight are keeping an eye on. To the ground now. Second time in a row here in the second half. All the Trojan defense trying to force LSU into a 3-and-out. Nussmeier fires outside, and that is a really good grab by C.J. Daniels, who tried to stretch to get that to the marker.
Well, that is a long throw on third down. Heck of a throw. He gives him a chance there. Ball's to the outside. Boy, he extends. I think he's down. The knee's down.
I think the forearm went down before he extended the ball far enough out. So
yeah, the left forearm.
Yeah. And it is fourth down, as now it'll be Peyton Todd coming in to punt it away for LSU after Blake Oxendorf punted earlier in the game. Branch waiting, makes the grab, makes the first guy miss somehow. Second guy does not. You better get a lot of dudes around him. His balance is extraordinary. Weeks finally got him to the turf. Trojans will have the ball back when you come back. There's Reggie Bush, officially, in 2005 Heisman Trophy winner. There's Matt Leinart.
That was just to be, 03 was just the beginning of what Matt Leinart and USC would do. 04 they win it, 05 they win it. A lot of LSU fans not real happy with the split decision in 03, even 21 years later.
And changed things up after that, and there was a miscommunication, and that could have very easily been disastrous. Ashton Stamps was there. Kirk, you know college football fans have very long memories.
And a lot of these guys playing weren't even alive.
I don't like to think about that part.
Me either.
Moss throwing over the middle, and what a great play by Ashton Stamps to knock it away.
What a good job with that left arm, not allowing the right hand to get involved with pass interference. Has his eyes on the quarterback the entire time, was in phase, gets around the receiver and the left hand in to knock it away.
Third down and 10. Empty backfield, Miller Moss. Got time, firing down the middle. This time no one knocks it away from Ford. Ford across midfield into LSU territory before he's finally knocked down. Jordan Allen stops him, and a huge play from Moss to Ford picks up 41.
Zachariah Branch actually, I think, was the intended target. They end up going to Ford. Ford cut in front of that and ends up making that catch.
Played a little bit of both in his career. A lot of guys going back and forth from UCLA to USC these days. They go back to the ground with Woody Marks. Branch in motion. And I think we might have had a little early movement. There's a flag down on the far side of the field.
Yeah, Page has had such a tough night. That time he's trying to get a head start.
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's a lot to deal with for the redshirt freshman left tackle.
Moss now needing 12. Buys a little time. Completes it to Ford. Ford's making his presence felt on this drive. Major Burns there to make the stop. Bring up third and about 8, it looks like.
Loved what Blake Baker told us this week about this LSU defense. He said, we are hunting for negative plays. We want to get in that backfield. We want to get into these third and obvious passing situations. They've done a pretty good job of that in the first half. A sack, 3 tackles for a loss, forcing a fumble. Now, here they get SC again thanks to that penalty behind the sticks. See what kind of pressure they can get.
Trojans have converted 3 times and 6 chances on 3rd down tonight. Moss throwing the fade, throwing deep, and flags coming everywhere as they're going to get P.J. Woodland, the youngster, the freshman from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, for interference.
Yeah, never located the football. You know, it's a tough thing to do, especially for a true freshman.
Defense number 11, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
At 6'6", you go after the seasoned receiver going up. By the way, this young freshman is going to be a superstar in the SEC. He's a great player. This time he's just out of position. You can see his head never turns around. Good job by Deuce Robinson continuing to work through the body of P.J. Woodland.
6th penalty against LSU tonight for 60 yards. That one cost him a 1st down. Moss going back to work on the left, going right back at him, and again, the ball is knocked away from Kyron Hudson, and that time, an excellent play made by Woodland.
Boy, they're going right after him. You know, you see this, you know, sometimes at college, guys are afraid to go back to the same play, back-to-back plays. Not in this case at all.
That's twice he's had catches in his hands and had the ball knocked away by LSU defenders. One of them would have been a touchdown. That one would have put him on the doorstep. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. Joyner on the ground. Joyner met in there by number 40, Whit Weeks. Multiple tight ends on the field in this 3rd down and 5. Moss under heat, down he goes. Pressure in there coming from Savion Jones, and he gets the big sack on 3rd down to force the field goal try.
Jones just does not give up on this play. He's been close. This time, doesn't give up and gets around Mason Murphy for his sack.
Okay, Michael Lanskirk, who's 1 for 2 tonight. A hard outside rush made him flinch on the miss he had from 29. This one from 35. And this time he does not flinch, and he puts USC on top with 7:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And we've got a barn burner here in Las Vegas tonight. Fun to see Aaron Rodgers out there, back healthy and ready to go. We hope.
Yeah, wish him all the best.
Absolutely. LSU on the return. It's Josh Williams. That was just spectacular. Flags flying, and
a rare mistake there by the left tackle, Will Campbell.
False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
I was about to say a few snaps ago that this has been a relatively clean game in terms of penalties, but now LSU is starting to pile up a few. It's the 7th one. Had the big pass interference penalty earlier that aided that previous field goal drive for the Trojans. Nussmeier over the middle. There's Mason Taylor. Taylor's got the catch again.
What are you excited about for your NFL debut next weekend in Tampa?
Man, to be able to play in the NFL. That's what I'm most excited about.
Look who's loose. It's John Emery back at LSU, and the former highly touted high school running back who's had a star-crossed career rips off a huge gain on that one, 39 yards.
What a good job here getting upfield by Emery. Waited patiently for the box to clear, and then right away is able to get north and south with that speed. And what a great job to see him. You know, he had the ACL last year against Florida, has worked his way back. And, you know, they need running backs. They need depth to keep them fresh.
And they signed him, Kirk. He was the highest-rated running back they'd signed since Leonard Fournette. Had injuries and some other off-the-field issues as Nussmeier throws incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 as we go back to Holly.
Okay, we were rudely interrupted by a great run. Tell me about the O-line. You've been in the trenches with these guys.
Man, love those guys, miss those guys. Tremendous blocking right there. You know, I'm just excited to see them. I'm excited to see them block out there. That's the heartbeat of the team.
All right, well, we can't wait to see you ball out in the NFL, man. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Go Commanders.
Well, Jaden deserved to be interrupted. Do you know how many people he interrupted with plays like that during his career at LSU? Back to Emery. Why not? Emery slamming inside the 20. He's got an LSU 1st down, it would appear.
Watch, you'll see him as we roll this, the left tackle right inside of Mason Taylor. He gets his head up, does a good job there on Muhammad. Really good blocks that time.
Brian Kelly's certainly glad to have him right now. All right, back to 22. Emery will push it down to the 16, maybe the 50, and then they're going to mark it right at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, he and Josh Williams, the only two LSU Tigers that were a part of that amazing 2019 National Championship team with Joe Burrow and company, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I mean, the list goes on and on. So many great players, Patrick Queen, and they were young freshmen on that team, and here they are. 6 years later, still playing college football, and both have a chance to have an impact and help the Tigers this year offensively.
Williams started as a walk-on, now wears that coveted number 18. At the moment, it's Caleb Jackson in at running back. Jackson has it. He slips a tackle. Nussmeier making checks. He needs 4 on 3rd down. Throw. He's got Aaron Anderson. Anderson has a path to the end zone, and LSU's back on top late in the 3rd. Ramos on to try to make it 17-13 and a 4-point edge, and he does. How they handle this with Damian Ramos, their field goal kicker, using this kickoff. See if they pooch it. I always wonder about onside from here, and what's worse can happen. They start, 35 or 40. They'll just squib it down the middle and hope it bounces free, but USC is able to corral it effectively. Mekhi Lemon
kept it out of the hands of 1.
3:38 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Trojans find themselves down by 4. They fake a little trickery and the ball's on the ground, and man, oh man, is USC fortunate to come up with that as Elijah Page was Elijah on the spot, as it were.
A hesitation here because of the timing. I love the backers getting downhill. See him wait. He's trying to bait them and then flip it. Boy, is that a dangerous play and decision by Woody Marks. It's putting Miller Moss and this offensive line in a tough spot right in front of the LSU faithful.
When Marks will try to get some of that ground back, he gets it up across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Look at this lineup. We've got one guy with his hand down. That's Paris Shand, and he's right over the center. This is pass rushing guys, but only 3 of them. Shand gets right to Miller Moss, and he hits him. But Miller delivers it in time, but it'll be well short of the 1st down. As Czapleski to bunt it away. Thomas trying to clear everyone away from it, and it's going to get a nice USC roll, and their Trojans are trying to get it to roll more, and it gets down to the 23, and masterfully so, you might say. Back to the ground for LSU. Wait, John Emery. Look at John Emery. He had some academic struggles at LSU. It's really great to see him stick with it, being able to finish his career in a place that's been important to him, and boy, he's had an impact in this game tonight as Nussmeier flips it out there, and the aforementioned Mr. Emery is becoming a go-to guy.
And just to remind people, and I know LSU fans know this, but when they signed him, they thought they had the back for the future. I mean, like you said, 5-star, if not the top running back coming out that year, 1 or 2. And then because of some of the issues that you mentioned with academics and the injuries, just not been able to get on track. But look at his eyes and look at the attitude that he's running with tonight. He's putting it all on the line maybe in this last year.
No one's ever questioned that talent. He got carries in that championship team, and now they go to the 4th quarter. LSU up by 4. Modelo Kickoff Classic, LSU and USC. A 4-point lead for the Bayou Bengals. They've gotten a lift from John Emery in the backfield, and Garrett Nussmeier has been terrific. And now it's on new Trojan defensive coordinator Danton Lynn to find a way to get the ball back. Here's Emery. Emery runs into Eric Gentry, and he's knocked down after a pickup of 3 or 4. Pressure coming. Nussmeier gets rid of it. A little miscommunication.
Now they show pressure again. That's 7 guys up tight.
They brought in Mason Taylor to help handle it. He doesn't go out into the route, and he does. And Thrown out of the backfield, complete to Josh Williams, and Kamari Ramsey, who's made several plays in the open field tonight, makes the stop.
They had eyes on the football and forced him to throw it underneath, and they're able to make that play.
Hope you watch College Game Day on Saturday. Nick Saban's film room, he talked about things like that with the simulated pressures that Mike Elko and Texas A&M do so well. And you see Lynn executing it and his players executing it for USC. Branch hauls it in. Flag comes flying in as he makes the fair catch just across the 15. That was a good arm by the official, too. I think that was a field judge in the back who let that thing fly.
I think you got 20 yards out of that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Now this Big 12 crew will get together and talk it over.
There is no foul on the play. Timeout.
He's kind of had enough. He's over this, even though we're going to have a great finish.
Great finish coming. First carry of this drive goes to Woody Marks of USC. LSU trying to keep the Trojans bottled up. What do Miller Moss, Lincoln Riley and company have for the answer on 2nd and 11? Lemon in motion. Moss throwing the glass, finds McCree.
Perfectly executed pass there by Miller Moss.
Well, McCree had an injured knee in bowl practice, came back quickly. So good to have the pads on. He's made an impact tonight. Boy, Moss is feeling all kinds of heat. And how in the world did he get that in there? Jacoby Lane with the grab.
I can't believe he got this off. They brought 40 again on this blitz, and he gets in clean. Well, I thought he'd at very least get a hand on this. He's falling backwards to make this throw, and he splits the corner and the safety to big number 8 at 6'4", who holds on to that ball. But Miller Moss with a great play there on that 1st and 10 call.
Kirk, look at these numbers. Moss 18 of 24, 268 yards, and the Trojans are at midfield. Moss again, heat's coming, fires, and he's got his tight end McCree again. His counterpart trying to give SC the lead back. Moss down the middle. Another completion and another USC first down. This time it's Cade Eldridge.
Don't underestimate Lincoln Riley in these situations. I know he's been a little bit off the radar the last couple years as far as what's wrong with USC, but this guy is as good as there is at calling plays. This guy's as good as there is at holding back plays and formations and personnel groupings to get into the 4th quarter in a 1-possession game and come up with new ways to attack you. So just when you think you have a handle on how he's attacking, he's going to change the page on you and try to be one step ahead.
Quentin Joyner, the speed back to the left of Moss. Joyner has it. Joyner runs through a tackle or two. 7th play of this drive coming. Gave Joyner 4 on that last carry. 2nd and 6. Pressure off the edge. Ball batted high into the air. Still up there and diving for it and almost intercepted. It'll be an incomplete pass. That was Deshaun Womack who got a hand on it. Third down, and they got up on him, and they'll have to use a timeout. And you think it might have been 4-down territory, but into the backfield to make the stop is Whit Weeks.
Well, the strength of this defense is the linebackers, and they move them around. This is a late movement by Weeks. This guy plays with a kind of a motor that's unprecedented to this defense. Physical, smart, has speed.
SC needs 9 yards on 4th down in LSU territory. Moss fires, and it's batted away again, and this time it was intercepted. I'm not sure he controlled it. Whit Weeks again had it in his hands, and it was stripped away.
Brings that blitz. Savion Jones eventually came free to knock it loose. It looked like Weeks had possession just for maybe a step or two.
That's going to be the question here, Kirk, is to see.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8, for taking his helmet off in the field of the play. 15-yard penalty, 1st down, timeout.
That would be Major Burns of LSU. Apparently Weeks did not have possession and fumble and is incomplete, and LSU gets the stop. what they called on the field, and now LSU is backed up after Major Burns was called for the unsportsmanlike conduct for taking his helmet off after that. And SC trying to answer. Big play up front. Braylon Shelby making the stop in the backfield. So it'll be second and long for LSU.
Shelby has a chance to be a superstar. 6'5", 265. Had a foot injury out the last couple of weeks. They haven't played him a ton. But look for him this year, 34. Very athletic, has great length. Danton Lynn thinks rotationally he could be a superstar and just continue to get more and more reps.
Nussmeier on second down, fires underneath. They've got it complete, and out there to a tight end there very high on Kamorion Pimpton, making the grab and hitting out right to the 30-yard line. Need to get it to the 31 for the first down. LSU lines up quickly. Give to Emery, and he is hit in the backfield, and he didn't get there.
And they're going to get the football back after wasting a couple timeouts on the previous possession.
Forcing a 3-and-out, Peyton Todd to punt it away for LSU. Zachariah Branch is back, and he's coming up on the run, and he has to slide and make the catch, but a good job to not let that punt bounce. And now SC takes over down 4, only 1 timeout left, but remember, in college football this year, there is a 2-minute timeout, which would give the Trojans or LSU another stoppage should they need it. Miller Moss back to work, firing, got Kyron Hudson. Hudson into LSU territory inside the 45 and down to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 21.
Look at the anticipation here. Ball's out now. Receiver's head isn't even looking for the football right there, and he does a nice job of putting it right in the hole.
Hey, and Herbie, Miller Moss just went over 300 yards for the night. He's trying to give his team the lead. Pressure off the edge, but they get loose. It's Woody Marks. Marks bouncing off tacklers inside the 30 and down to about the 28-yard line. Another explosive play for the Trojans. 16 on that one.
Noah, nice job. The C-77 picks up the edge man. They're pulling the guard. They're pulling that backside tight end. Free play.
He caught Major Burns offsides. Moss going to try to make him pay. Throwing to the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Jacoby Lane. How about that drive?
Defense number 8. The penalties decline. Touchdown.
Now the point after to make it a 3-point game. Nestled it inside that right upright, and the Trojans lead by a field goal.
But because he put it up and over the receiver, let him run underneath it, it's a heck of a job of using his body by Jacoby Lane there, and then pushing off late because the ball's thrown over that outside shoulder, gets that late separation for the touchdown. What a throw by Moss.
I don't know, the way USC struck and some of the big plays we've seen from LSU, we might have a couple more lead changes before this baby's over. Touchback, he'll come out to the 25. Now Garrett Nussmeier, after Jaden Daniels opted out in the ReliaQuest Bowl against Wisconsin, led a game-winning drive, got the ball back about the same time on the clock, 6:10 left. Saw him hit Kyron Lacey, then he found Chris Hilton Jr., who's not been able to play tonight because of an ankle injury. Now the SC faithful making some noise, and we talked about the problems that the crowd had caused for SC. Now LSU getting a taste.
False start. Offense number 66.
Time we've seen Will Campbell. He's in it.
LSU's been penalized 9 times for 85 yards tonight, more than double the number of the penalties and yardage as USC. And now they have Emory Jones moving, but he's saying he was reacting to the movement on the edge from the SC defense. Let's see what the officials say.
But was Lucas across? Was he in the neutral zone? He moved for sure. He's saying, why didn't they snap the ball?
Offside. Defense number 6 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on the defense as long as he's in that neutral zone.
But really nothing happened. We're back to 1st and 10.
Right.
Nussmeier to Anderson. Anderson had a touchdown earlier, picks up a few.
I think Garrett Nussmeier, knowing the way he's played tonight, knowing how he's waited his whole life for this opportunity to take over this offense from Jaden Daniels, I think there's nobody in this building, and it's full, it's packed, that's happier about this situation. Not happy to be down, but happy to have the ball in his hands, trailing with a chance to go down and win it. Nobody wants this more than number 13.
Jaden Daniels looking on, the guy he shared a quarterback room with last year. The toss, and keep it on the ground. That is a big hit from the Trojan defense. I would say it is not the same. They're not playing the same, and it's not just because they brought in a few transfers, which they have, and they played well. There's a different attitude from both of these defenses. Play clock getting on top of them. Nussmeier gets it off. Needs to pick up the first down here. He's got a wide open Anderson, and he's into USC territory. Aaron Anderson knocked down inside the 30, and Nussmeier comes up with a huge play to Aaron Anderson.
This defensive end normally pressures, but instead of pressuring, he actually sinks into the flat and takes away Mason Taylor. That's where, look at Nussmeier. He's looking right here. He wants to throw. He's taken away, no problem, keeps his poise, looks backside, and then eventually finds an Aaron Anderson. Great recognition again by Nussmeier.
Got 41 on 3rd and 4. Now Emery back to the ground, didn't get much. On 2nd and 10, backfield's empty. Nussmeier stands in, fires to the outside, and the catch is made by Xavier Thomas for a first down.
But are you kidding me on the location of this football? What a catch by Thomas, but look where he threw it. And he's even getting held. Thomas getting held by the jersey. Best defensive back maybe for SC in coverage is Jalen Smith. It's different at this position than just most positions. Sitting and waiting is not a terrible thing.
John Emery bounced to the outside, and an open field tackle that might have saved a touchdown from Jalen Smith. An Allegiant Stadium record crowd, 63,969 on the edge of their seats. Modelo Vegas Kickoff Classic, 20-17. USC leads LSU 2 minutes to play, and the Bayou Bengals threatening with a 2nd down and 8 from the 14 of the Trojans. Garrett Nussmeier pulls it out of the back and throws and short hops it to Aaron Anderson, and now it's going to be 3rd down, and it also stops the clock. SC playing right now with only 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, Nussmeier gets out there, and again, he has put every throw on the money. You know, you can see the fans, they're feeling the anxiety.
Goes without saying, a sizable 3rd down. Trojans have 1 red zone stop against LSU, the opening drive of the game. Can they get another? Flag flying, Nussmeier throwing, and ball is broken up, intended for Kyron Lacey. Let's see what the flag on the far side of the field is about. Kevin Marr, white hat. The penalty is going to be against LSU. And the question is Lincoln Riley ready to force his 4th down and likely field goal attempt here?
Illegal shift, offense number 18 and number 2. That penalty's declined, brings up 4th down.
So Damian Ramos will try to draw the Tigers even. At the game winner against Arkansas, 20 yards out, this one from 31 yards away, and for the tie. On the way, and right down the strip here in Las Vegas, and we are tied at 20, 1:47 to go, and now it's Miller Moss's turn. Go back and watch the Oregon game and look at the box. You won't understand how in the world the game was close.
No, I'm trying to give him a little.
Give him a little
I picked him to win it all.
Well, so now 1:47 to play. We're all tied at 20, LSU and USC, and Miller Moss, succeeding Caleb Williams, started the bowl game, was the MVP of the Holiday Bowl, set a USC Bowl record with 6 touchdown passes, and now a chance to lead a game-winning drive, he hopes.
I think you'll see Lincoln Riley be very patient. You know, urgency, but not crazy urgency. And Moss has been able to get the ball downfield. He's 4 of 4 on passes thrown 20 yards or longer for 112 yards. So he and his receivers have been on point downfield.
Saw the fans doing what many people in Vegas do here, looking
ball
for
replaced it. Position 2. It'll still be first down. We'll reset the game clock.
Looking for divine intervention and hoping that their fortunes turn in their favor here on this opening night in what has been a highly entertaining game. It's lived up to all the billing, all of the marquee value, and now we've got a finish.
Remember, he led SC down to have a shot at a field goal at the end of the first half, similar time.
If the easy completion out to Marks. Marks up across the 25 to the 30. He'll be stopped there. Clock continues to run. As Kirk mentioned, only one timeout for the Trojans.
I think they have a great deal of confidence in Miller Moss based on what we talked to Lincoln Riley about just situational awareness, understanding down and distance, having a little bit of urgency, but not doing anything crazy here.
LSU would like to get pressure but keep everything in front of them, and they're able to do so. But that'll be a first down. Jacoby Lane, and the touchdown catch a few moments ago, moves the chains.
And remember, all they need is a field goal. So that's why you're not seeing these guys worry about that. Now remember, at the end of that first half, when he moved him 63 yards, basically a chip shot from 29 yards out, he missed. So I'm sure that's in the back of Lincoln Riley's head as well.
You saw that green line down about the 36 where SC needs to get it. Zachariah Branch is open. Now Branch goes down a little bit short of the first down marker, so the clock continues to run down to 55.
Savion Jones has had a great night, not necessarily coming up with a ton of sacks, but it seems like every time they throw, he is hitting the quarterback or pushing an offensive lineman back into the face of the quarterback. Lined up on the left side of the offense.
They'll run the ball and get the first down. They tried to do that in the first half to stop the clock, and they didn't get the first down and kept rolling. This time, clock will stop long enough to reset the chains as Marks gets the first down. Ball up to the 48-yard line.
Again, using those 2 timeouts earlier, trying to preserve that last timeout.
Boy, could they use those right now? I'm sure they're thinking. See if Moss can make up for it. Throws back to Kyron Hudson, who smartly steps out of bounds with 22 seconds to go. Getting really close to field goal range.
I mean, so far, this is a clinic reel on how to handle a 2-minute offense with a game at 20-20. Absolutely what we kind of said before they started. You're not going to see Lincoln Riley jump up and down on the sideline, panicking. They have been Joe Cool, the quarterback, the entire offense, incredibly well prepared for this moment in this game. Rotate some fresh D linemen in.
See if they can get heat on Moss. Only rushing 3. Ball is batted down. It's incomplete. Second down and 10. 18 seconds to go.
Every yard counts, right? Oh, now they get movement.
Well, now they're pointing at Noah again, but that was after the defensive shift on the defensive line. And we saw this called earlier.
We sure did. That was a controversial call from Brian
Kelly. They'll talk it over, make sure they get this one right.
Who wants to go back to the LSU sideline if they call this delay a game on the defense?
False start.
Okay, we're not going back to the sideline after
Offense
that.
number 77, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Second down and 15. Got to get it into field goal range. Moss throwing to Hudson. Hudson takes a big hit, but he got the hut. What a catch again. That's 2 spectacular catches, and there's a flag down. This may put them right on the doorstep for field goal range if it's targeted. Hudson had a spectacular catch, one hand in the first half. He's had a couple of balls knocked away, one of which could have been a score, but boy, he won't have one bigger than that one.
The result of the play is a first down, personal foul, targeting, defense number 2. The previous play is under further review. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The defense, Sage Ryan does not reroute. The reason that's important is because without rerouting and jamming him here, look how he gets by. Now you've got a window in this area right here between the safety and the corner. By not getting hands on him to slow him down, it gives him a chance to get into that window, and then the safety comes over late. And I think we figured out Kyron Hudson.
Yep.
He just likes to make the crazy catch.
Make it hard.
He likes to make that crazy catch.
We saw.
Man, he's made 2 big catches.
Now they called targeting. Of course, they're reviewing it, the replay officials, to make sure that it stands. If it does, it will move the ball 15 yards and closer, or maybe perhaps half the distance. They'll see exactly where the spot is. At any rate, it would make it a very short field goal.
I've got a crown of the helmet hit. He's going upward into him.
When he's defenseless and a crown.
Well, he's just starting the completion of the catch, so I'd keep him defenseless.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a catch stands. The ruling on the field of targeting is confirmed. Number 2 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
New field goal kicker for USC is Michael Lance. He's a transfer from Georgia Southern. Woody Marks might make it a moot point, and he does! Talk about all the field goals, and Woody Marks rumbles into the end zone, and USC is on top with 8 seconds to play.
And the execution of that 2-minute drill, 8 plays, 75 yards. We thought they were setting up for a potential game-winning field goal, but instead it's a touchdown. Eyes are in the backfield. Good job at the left side. Predominantly Pregnon, that left guard, just drilling down in that big, powerful LSU defensive line. And how about Marks to transfer from an SEC school, Mississippi State, potentially gets the game-winning touchdown for the Trojans.
Bookended this game with touchdowns. Scored the first one in Jaquavius. Woody Marks, called Woody because of his love for Toy Story. Hey, howdy, hey. He has announced his arrival for Lincoln Riley's team with a couple of touchdowns tonight. And if they can hold on for 8 seconds, the game-winning touchdown tonight. Now let's see how LSU plays this. If they try the lateral plays on the kickoff, or if they wait to do it from scrimmage. They'll do it from scrimmage. No need to bring disaster into the equation on the kickoff. If you can boot that thing out of the back, go ahead. And now 75 yards away, and a miracle needed for Garrett Nussmeier and Lincoln Riley.
He says focus, focus, guys. What a recap of this game. Just both quarterbacks over 300 yards passing, completed over 75% of their passes. Just an amazing threat. Who thought that was going to be the case when we came into this one? We thought we'd see more from the running game. Just total control and command by both quarterbacks. And really, I think the defenses from where they were a year ago to where they are tonight, and looking forward to the rest of the 24 season, marked improvement and a lot to be excited about. SC just ended up making more big plays.
The back line of the Trojan defense is 55 to 60 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Nussmeier throws an interception, and that's how it's going to end. Mason Cobb picks it off, and the Trojans will have a victory. And what a way to christen USC in the Big Ten, and with a victory over LSU here in Las Vegas.
I guess they're going to review this or look at that to make sure he had possession of it. But I applaud the coaches and the athletic directors to take on these games. This is a big stage and a big moment for LSU and USC. They're both going to, I think, have exciting years.
And there are very few, and you don't want to make too much out of one game, but there are very few who viewed the Trojans as a real top-tier contender in the Big Ten. That might have changed tonight.
Yeah.
Certainly a good first impression and a good start. And USC scores late, and they win it over LSU and Brian Kelly 27-20.
You come in and score the game-winning touchdown. How did that chance pay off?
It paid off by everything. Just when we did it, end up just found a way to get the job done. And I trusted my O-line. We trusted the call, and Lincoln Riley gave the ball to me, and I scored.
All right. Enjoy it. 1-0, guys.
Yeah, right on. It's pretty cool to see those emotions from a guy that's waited his turn. SC finds a way to win a tough game. Reminds me kind of like last night. Wasn't always pretty, but resilient, perseverance. What the game is really all about. Lincoln Riley has a lot to be proud of and a lot to build on to get better as they get into the Big Ten down the road.